Hello everyone and welcome to the hands-on demo on Amazon Keyspaces. So Amazon Keyspaces is managed Cassandra on AWS Cloud. So in this demo, we will set up security credentials for programmatic access. We'll create a keyspace using the AWS Management Console. We'll create a table with appropriate schema design. We'll connect using AWS Cloud Shell and CQL SH expansion. We'll perform CRUD operations, create, read, update and delete operations. We'll enable and test point-in-time recovery, and finally, we'll clean up all the resources. So step 1 is to create a user. I'll call this Keyspaces user. So I have logged into AWS Console Home and I will search for IAM. Click on IAM. Click on users. Create user. I'll paste the username. Click next. And you can just skip this. And you can click on create user. So this will create the user. I'll just click the username here. So step 1, we have created the user. Then we will have to generate credentials for this user so that this particular user can log in. And for Amazon Keyspaces or Apache Cassandra, this service, it will generate special credentials and that can be used directly to log in to the service. So if you just come to security credentials and scroll down, you will find that there is a credentials for Amazon Keyspaces. So click on generate credentials and you can just keep this screen. I will be anyway deleting the user, so it does not matter. And after creating the user, I will create a keyspace in Amazon Keyspaces. So I'll just duplicate this tab and go to Keyspaces. So search for Keyspaces and click Amazon Keyspaces. So step 1 is to create a keyspace. I'll copy the keyspace name. I'm calling it e-commerce system. It's a single region replication. So click here, create keyspace, paste in the name, single region replication, and any tags if you want, and this is the query that will be run. So click create keyspace. Next, we'll create a table. So I'll call this order details table. So once the keyspace is created, click the keyspace name, create table, paste the table name, and then we'll design the schema. So there are total of 7 fields, 7 columns, and these are the data type. So first one is customer ID. So I'll just move this here so that it's easier. I'll paste the table name, and this is UUID. So I'll just select the UUID. Next, order date, which is type date. So click on add column, and this is date. Next one is order ID, and this is again UUID. Paste the name and UUID. Fourth one is product name, and it is of type text. And text. Fifth one is quantity, and it is of type integer. Int. Next one is unit price, and it is of type decimal. And last one is order status, and it is type text. So this is type text. So this is the table name and the 7 columns. Next is the primary key, which is first one is partition key. So that is how the data is kept in partitions. So for this, I will select customer ID, which is the first field. So I'll say customer ID. And next we have the clustering column. So first it will arrange in different partitions based on the customer ID, and then it will further group within that customer ID. It will cluster them based on order date. So it is descending. So if there is a newer recent order, that will come up first, and order ID which is ascending. So I just select for the clustering columns. So you can select clustering columns for your table. Clustering columns are used for sorting data within a partition. So here it is order date, which is descending, and you can change the order. And the next one is order ID, which is ascending. Order ID, and this is ascending. All right, and table settings. So let me check. I think it's all default settings. Okay, we will customize it so that we can. So capacity mode is on demand. I will turn off this, and later I will turn it on, and I'll show the point in time recovery feature also. Encryption at rest, just AWS own key is fine. You can have client side timestamps as well. So you simplify conflict resolution by using the timestamp from the client to process out of order writes and merge concurrent updates of the same data coming from different clients. And you can also provide time to live. So the data will be expired after that much of time, but we are just setting it to never expire. So point in time, time to live, and any tags, and you can create the table. So it will give a query preview of what exact query was run to create this particular table. And this is compliant with Cassandra as well. So I'll say create table. So this will go ahead and create the table. So once it's created, you will be getting a success message over here. I'll just check out the next steps. So after we have created the table, we'll log into AWS Cloud Shell and use the CQL SH expansion, and it comes out of the box by default. It is installed in the Cloud Shell. So let me just reinitialize. Okay, so it's preparing the terminal. So once it prepares the terminal, I can run this command to check out the version. So you see this is already there. So the table is created and it is now available. So I'll be running some queries. So first, to connect to the table, we need some certificate. So you can do a wget from this particular location. So I'll copy the location and I'll just move this here because I'll be working on Cloud Shell now. And so this has downloaded and saved into our home directory, Amazon root CA, and you can just do a LSL. So the certificate is there. Next, we'll create this particular file, and this is required to connect to our Keyspaces or Cassandra service. So it will make 2 lines SSL followed by new line, then cert file and the file which we have just downloaded. So I'll copy this, paste it. Okay, so this particular file is not there. What I can do, I can just do a touch. So I'll copy this and paste. Okay, so it's saying because the folder itself is not there. So what I'll do a make directory and Cassandra. Okay, so now this is, I have created that particular file, and I'll just, okay, now this particular file has been created, and I can just show the contents, and this is how it should look like. There should be an SSL and then followed by the cert file, and now I'll try to connect. So this is the connect string and -u followed by the username. So if I paste, and my user is here, so just copy the username, paste, and this will ask for password. So you can copy the password and paste. Okay, and this will say that it needs permission. So now we'll enable the required permission. So add permissions to user, and we have to give this access, Amazon Keyspaces full access. So for the time being, I'll just give the user full access. So I'll just open IAM also. I'm keeping that screen open because I will be needing user ID passwords later also. So I go to the Keyspaces user and add permissions. Okay, attach policies. So permissions policy, Amazon Keyspaces full access, add permissions. So I am adding necessary permissions for the user. So once I have added the Keyspaces access, let me try once again. I'll take the password. Okay, now you can see I have logged into Amazon Keyspaces, and this was the user. Login was successful. First, we'll check out the Keyspaces schemas. So how many schema are there? Paste, and these are the different schema that we have. So we have system schema, and we have created this particular e-commerce system. Before we do anything with the table, we have to switch to the schema that we want to work with. So I'm saying use e-commerce system. Now the prompt has changed because I'm working with e-commerce system, and I can do a describe table, and this will show the table which I created, order details. Next step is to insert some sample order data. So this is my query. Here I'm saying insert into order details, and the information, the columns followed by the column information. So customer ID, it is doing UUID function, so it will generate, and same with order ID and order date and the product name, the quantity, unit price, and order status. So we are setting consistency levels for right. So it's just specific to Cassandra, and consistency is local quorum. So I'll copy, and this will create 3 records, and there are 2 extra record which has customer ID which we are specifying. So I'll copy the whole string and come down, paste, and it has inserted 5 records. Next we can read the record. So we have just 5, but we are saying limit 10, but in production environments and all, make sure you add limit 10, because usually Cassandra has like huge massive data, and if you run without any limit, it will try to fetch a lot of information. So click on paste, and our 5 records got returned back. Next we can also read orders from a specific customer. So that's why we inserted 2 specific record, so that we know their customer ID in advance. So let's paste it. So those are the 2 records. You can also search for within a date range. So that's why we have set up customer ID was our primary key. So we are searching with that. And then we have the order date, which was one of the clustering column. So I'll copy this query and paste it. So you can get specific records. Now we will update the order status. So we have to use the actual UUIDs from your data. So we are updating this customer ID and order ID. So I'll copy this, paste it, and here I have to actual order ID from the data, because this data is not known in advance because we are using UUID. So customer ID is this one, which is correct, but order ID was generated automatically. So I have to copy this and paste. So we are updating the status to, let's say this is delivered. So let me take the other one because this is already delivered. So I'll copy the other order ID, and this is shipped, right? So I'll take this particular order ID and update the order status. So, or if I search, so I have to take the whole query once again. So it's giving line by line. So I'll copy this. So you see it is delivered. Next is to we'll update the quantity and unit price. So again, take the query, paste it, and I have to use the actual order ID. So I'll take this particular string and paste it. Query did not get, so let me just take once again. And I'll take the whole and paste. So this will go ahead and update the quantity and unit price. And if you want to delete a specific order, we can just use this particular query. So we can say and order ID also. So I'll use the old order ID, and this will go ahead and delete the order, that particular whole record. If you want to delete all orders from a customer on a specific date, you can run this particular query. So we are saying customer ID and that's some order date, and that will delete specific records based on the date. Next, we'll enable and test point in time recovery. For this, we'll go to Keyspaces, and under Backups tab, we'll turn on point in time recovery. So I come to Keyspaces, go to the tables. So this is a table level feature. So go to Backups, edit, and turn on point in time recovery. So click on Save Changes, and it will immediately turn on, and it will say the earliest restore point. So as soon as it turns on, it will create a restore, like restoration point. So that is the earliest, that is the first, and after that it will make some point in time recovery snapshots also. So let me insert a new record into the system. So I'll copy this query and this query has a specific like data product name. So test product for point in time recovery. So I'll take the query, go to Cloud Shell, and so this has inserted a record. So now I'll just wait 5 minutes, then delete the test record. So after this within this 5 minutes, the point in time recovery will trigger. It will take a snapshot, and just before deleting, I will note down in my notebook what was the time, and then I will go later, and then I will go and enable point in time recovery, so that this particular record will be restored, right? So I'll just pause the video and come back after 5 minutes. Okay, I have waited more than 5 minutes now. So now I will delete the record from the system. So I'll take the whole record and go to Cloud Shell, paste it. I have already noted the time, and I have to take the customer ID. So if I just come here, the test point in time recovery customer ID, I guess it's insert into, and okay, so customer ID is was part of UUID. So what I can do is run this select query, order details, and this is the customer ID because we used UUID for customer ID. So I have to take, so I'll copy this again and paste it, and this is the last customer ID. So I'll take the customer ID and come here and paste. So that record is now deleted. Let me just show once again. So I'll copy the query and okay, now we'll test out the point in time recovery. So we'll create a restoration point. So I go to the Keyspaces and click on restore. So it will create a new table. So when we do a restore, it will take the existing data and it creates a new table. So just call it order details restored. And I roughly know what was the time. So let's select the date and the rough time. So I'll just say like 01, it was around 08 and 00, and click on restore. So this is just before deleting that record. So restoring to new table, and we can go and check the, so in case your connection is lost, you can run this query, and I'll select start from order details restored. So I take the whole query, and we are still in e-commerce system. So it will restore to the same schema. Okay, so this is now let me just click on view table. So the restoring, the table status is restoring. So I'll just come back after few minutes once this is completely restored. Okay, so after few minutes, the table status is active. This is the restored table. So I can try running the last command, and you see this test product for PITR is, this particular record is there. So this got restored because we deleted this record. Then during the restoration process, because it was part of snapshot, we were able to restore. So this particular feature can be very handy in case, so this will automatically make sure, like you can go point in time recovery. So in case of a data loss or something, you can use this to go back and restore your old data. Lastly, you will delete all the tables and keyspace. So copy the whole thing. So now we are doing a cleanup. Okay, so table got dropped, and this keyspace we will delete directly from the console. So go to the keyspaces, select the keyspace and click on delete. And it will be deleting state initially. We can delete the IAM user now. So I come here and I can close this screen, and here right there on the user you can click on delete. Otherwise you can go to users and select the username also and delete. So copy paste, confirm. So user got deleted, so that will automatically take care of deleting the credentials that we created for the Keyspaces service. And that's all. Let me just check if this is also deleted. So you can see the Keyspaces has gone. And that's all. Thanks for watching.